Hi, all. Good afternoon to everyone. Finally, we have discussed the string operations. How do we define a one-dimensional array of characters and initialization of strings, finding the length of the string, and we have seen how to copy one string into another string. Have any doubts in the last session? Have you all gone through the last session material and video session?
Yes, sir, no doubt, sir.
Okay. Finally, we have seen this program how to copy the given string into another string. To copy one string into another string, we need two character arrays. For example, here this is the source character array, and this is the target character array. For example, the source string is Java J A P A, assuming that the last position is null character. Array indices are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Characters are stored like this J, A, P, A. We need to copy the source array characters into the target array in this representation. How do we make the copying operation? Right? This would be copied into the target array. The problem is how do we make this copying operation? To make a copying operation, we need two arrays. One is a source array and another one is a target array. Source array characters must be filled, initialized, assuming that the source array consists of the characters J, A, B, A, finally null character that terminates the source string. That null is required to terminate the source string. To make or to perform the copying operation, we need to traverse the source array from left to right. This direction we need to traverse. We need to check the first character in the source array. So starting from index j is equal to 0. That's what here we have the for loop. For j is equal to 0, check if source of j is not equal to null. So currently j is 0, source of j, that means source of 0. What is source of 0? This is the character j. This is not equal to null character. So when the source array character is not a null character, you need to copy that character into the target array. So target of j is equal to source of j. This implies target of j. What is j? Current j is 0. Target of 0 is equal to source of 0. This is the execution to be made. What is source of 0? The character j. So target of 0, this receives a character j. This is the meaning of the assignment operation. Target of j is equal to source of j. So clearly the zeroth character in the source array j is being copied into the target array. Now consider the target array starting index is j, j is equal to 0. So target of 0 is equal to j means j is copied into the target array from the source array. J is copied. So currently, right, what is our index, right? Small j, right, starts at 0. Then after this copying operation, have a look into this for loop j plus plus. So we need to increment the value of j by 1, j plus plus. The effect is j becomes 1. When j is equal to 1, check if source of 1. What is source of 1? The character A. Character A, this is not equal to null character. This means the character A is being copied into the target array. Now, current J is 1. So, this is the index 1. In the first index, target of J, target of 1 is equal to source of 1. That means source of 1 is the character A. A is copied into target of 1. This way we need to perform the copying process, character by character. The entire string cannot be directly assigned to another character array. Now j plus plus j becomes 2. When j is equal to 2, check if the value of source of 2, right? This is the character B. Since this character B, this is not equal to null character. Find a position, right? That is the second position. Second position in the target array. So target of 2 assigns a character from source of 2, that is B. B is assigned here. Then J plus plus J becomes 3. Source of 3. Source of 3 is a character A. The next character, this one. This is not equal to null. So target of 3 is a character from source of 3. So this character A is set to the third location in the target array. Then j is incremented by 1. So this j, right, points the new index to 4. When j is equal to 4, when j is equal to 4, source of 4, source of 4 is null, not equal to null, condition false. When the control comes out of the for loop, clearly what is pointed by j, j is pointing the index 4. Since we are creating a new string by copying the string or by copying the content from the source string, to terminate a target, we need to use the null character at the fourth position in the target array. That's what here we explicitly said. Target of j is equal to null. What is target of j? Target of current j. Current j is this 4. 4. Target of 4 is explicitly set to a character null. So this location assumes a null character so that the characters in the target array are JABV. So the target array consists of the characters same as that of the source array. This is how the characters from source array are being copied into the target array. Final target array's jth position should be set to this null character. This is required, right? Mandatory to terminate the target character. So our target character array. So then we could write Buddha's target. That's what here we have seen that the content from source is currently copied into the target array. For example, the source it is Java, destination string and destination are target string that is also Java. If you provide spaces, control F9, Java language output is also right the same thing, Java language. Even if you put a printf statement or even by putting the footer statement. Because J, J, A, A, B, B, A, A, then blank space is not equal to null. That blank space is also being copied into the target array. Then L, L, A, A, N, N, G, G, U, A, G. After E in the source array, character is pointing a null one. So control comes out of R and the last position following E in the target array should be set to null. So that printing footers and the printer statements twice we have seen, right, the message or string Java language, Java language. This is a logic of a performing string copy operation from the source string into the target string. Have any doubts in this phrase? You are not able to understand? Please tell me, I explain. Okay. Indirectly, we can also use a built-in function as we used earlier, strlen function to find the string length. We can use strcpy function to copy the source string into the target string. For example, here right we have defined the user defined code. Let us write the built-in function to find out the string copy operation. Save as cp to file save as cp84. Okay. Here let us illustrate using strcpy function. strcpy function takes two parameters. One is the source string and another one is the destination string. If you press Control F, Control F1, here you will get the help strcpy. strcpy takes this general form with respect to pointers strcpy. First one is a destination character array. Second one is the source character array. For example, here we do like to find the string copy operation using strcpy. Let's keep as it is. Gets source. This is the user defined code. I do like to remove this code. Instead, I try to use strcpy. First parameter is a target command. Second parameter is a source. target comma source. For that we need to include the header file string.h hash include string.h access the built-in function strc. Now let us check the code how strcpy works. Source is the source character array. Target is a target character array. Whatever we have in the source character array is completely being copied into the target character array. Or simply saying, the entire characters in the source array from left to right are being copied into the target array from left to right. That is a function of this strcpy. Control F9, for example, I like to enter the string Java programming, pressing enter. Twice we see the message Java program. Because here this getter source reads characters from the keyboard until we press the enter key. So after Java programming that G, here I press the enter. So Java space programming is completely being copied into the source character array. Then we used strcpy function that simply copies the content from source array into the destination or a target array. Then we have printed the value of right the target using putters and printf statement. So twice you see the output string Java programming, Java programming. In the previous example, we have simulated right the built-in function strcpy, and this is the built-in nature of a string copy operation. Have any doubts in this example? Have any doubts in this example? You can ask. Next one, strcat function that concatenates the given string. File open cpat file. We are going to see a new function, strcat function. The strcat function concatenates the two strings. strcat concatenates two strings into a single one. See this example first. Then let us simulate strcat. First, include stdio.h. Then hash include string.h. Int main. Let us have two character arrays. For example, character S1 of 80, S2 of 80. We need to get input values into the character array S1 and S2. Print the slash n enter s1. I use a get function, getters function, getters gets s1. Then printf slash n enter the second string s2 gets s2 getters s3 is used. Then here let us use a function strcat s1 comma s2. Let's see the effect after strcat function. Have a puts function put us s1 plus s2 then return to 0. Two character arrays are obtained, one in a variable s1 and another one in the character array variable s2. We put the order s1 comma s2. For example, here I put first string is new. Second string, for example, I put dot. What happens? strcat s1 comma s2 is executed. Then we printed the values of s1 and s2. Before calling strcat, the value of s1 is new and value of s2 is dot. After strcat is executed, s1 gets updated to new York. Please make a note on no space in between W and capital Y characters in New York. Puts S2, subsequently the value of York in S2 remains the same after the execution of strcat. strcat like sqrt, right, a built-in function, but this function is defined in a header file string.h. The purpose of s1 comma s2 in strcat is it concatenates the value of s1 and s2. For example, here s1 is new, s1, this is new. Its structure is like this: N, A, W, then null. All are characters, so I put single quote. S2 is your capital Y, O, R, K, lost character is null. str, PAT, S1 comma S2 means it concatenates, concatenate S1 and S2 and the updated value of S1 is printed. Since S1 is new and S2 is your, S1 and S2 are concatenated. So this is new. Starting from its null position in S1, S2's characters are placed here. So here in null position, Y is placed and subsequently OURK, then null. Last position is also a null character. After the update of S1 during the execution of strcat s1 comma s2. So here we expect a message, right? New York without any space in between W and Y characters. In case if we want to have a space in between W and Y, what we have to do, we need to provide one extra space. For example, NEW, I left a space and I press enter. Second input is York. Now you can see the message, new space York. How the space is coming, either you need to leave the space after W character, or you need to leave the zeroth character in S2 as a blank space. Then you will get the outcome new space York. However, after the execution of strcat, the value of S2 remains same. So before calling strcat, S2 is York. After the call of strcat, S2 remains York. There is no change. Because first parameter only gets updated. First parameter S1 is updated by concatenating S1 and S2. So the built-in behavior of strcat S1 comma S2 is concatenate S1 and S2 and update the result in S1. This is the meaning of strcat S1 comma S2. Whatever the value you have in S1 and whatever the value you have in S2, both are concatenated. How this concatenation is taken place? Find a null position in S1. S2's characters are completely being copied into S1, which starts at the location, the null location. Finally, if you find the loss position in S1, you will get a null value. Of course, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth position is right K. You print a value of seventh, right? Seventh position in updated value S1, you will get a null character that have been right put automatically when you call the strcat function. This is the built-in nature, built-in behavior. strcat is defined as a built-in function, such a way that the second parameter is being concatenated with the first parameter, and first parameter, right, it gets updated. This is one possibility. You can also write strcat example, the string value, highlight, this is the first string. Second string, say C++ and Java. This is the second string. Now have a look into this outcome. Control F9, for example, to terminate the first string, say 12, second string 25, 12 space 25, I have given 10. strcat, I like C++ and Java. Let us give this in a printf statement. Printf percentage is strcat. I like C and C++ and Java. In this case, Control F9, enter S1, say hi, enter S2, how are you? You can see the message. Hi, how are you? Right? Uh, where we put the message. Okay, let's put it right at the end. Edit, but after this, let's put this result. Shift ensure. F2, Cool F9. Enter it one. Hi, S2. How are you? S1 and S2 are concatenated as I, how are you? No space in between the characters I and H. S2 remains the same. How are you? How are you? Then have a look into the last printf statement before return 0. What we have given strcat. Parameters are strings. I like, then C++ and Java. I like as a first string, C++ and Java as a second string. These two strings are concatenated as I like, no space, C++ and Java. And the outcome is printed with respect to percentage yes format specification. So we have I like C++ and Java. No space in between E in like and C in C++. To have a space, you need to put either right after the character E in like, or you put right before the character C in the word C++. That stage, right? How will you get? You will get as you will get the one blank space, right, in between E and the C++. For example, Control F9, I put right to say one to right two, that's terminated. Have a look into right the last line. You can find I like space. How the space is coming in C++, the first character is space. To completely starting from the first character, that is the zeroth character in C++ and Java, are being concatenated, that means appended from the null position in the first character array. That is very important. That's what here you can see the message. I like space C++ and Java. So strcat, right, you can miswrite any number of times. This is strcat. This can further be nested with another strcat. For example, here I give printf percentage is, sorry, printf percentage is. We can use strcat. For example, I like, then strcat C, C++ and Java. Here this strcat is put like this C++, comma, C, comma, C++ and Java. Have a look into this printer statement. First, this strcat, inner strcat, right? Opens here and closes here. Here you can see the message C, C++ and Java. Then here outer strcat, comma, then closing parenthesis, colon, F9. We have one error, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, opening and closing parenthesis. F9. Now you can see, sorry, B to okay, control F9. Enter S1 say 1, enter S2 sorry 2 1 2 right, that's terminated. Now have a look into last printf. Printf percentage is before that, right? I like C++ and Java. That's okay. Then last part of the printf statement. First, inner strcat say C++ and Java is merged. So strcat this merges C++ and Java. That's further merged with the string I like. So here we can see I like C, C++, and Java. Hope you understand. Inner strcat is executed first. That's completely one string. That string is C, C++, and Java. Now outer strcat takes two strings. First string is highlight. Second string is C, C++, and Java. Concatenating these two strings, we have highlight C, C++, and Java. Have any doubts?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you repeat once again?
Let me comment on these put sales P, put a sales one, and then here put a sales two. You just ignore right these values. That's for straight. You could have commented right and therefore okay. Control F9. Control F9. The outcome is right. Let me put a slash here. Here also slash F2. Control F9. Also see the first printf statement. strcat, that is the built-in function that concatenates two strings. First string is appended with the second string. The concatenation, right, appending process starts at the null character position in first string and roots. So second string, right, blank space, C++ and Java, that is completely being copied into or concatenated into the first string starting at null position. So we have a message. I like C++ and Java. Second printf statement, how it works. We have two strcat. One strcat is put inside another strcat. So first strcat, that is inner strcat is executed. I highlight here. Please look into this highlighted statement. It takes two strings, one as C and another one C++ and Java. So clearly this highlighting results in C, C++ and Java. Just to think of the C, C++ and Java as one string. I like write another string. So these two strings are further concatenated as I like C, C++ and Java. If you are not able to understand, I explain in another way. Copy, insert, okay, then shift ensure this strcat execution is I remove here C then C++ and Java one closing parenthesis should be removed. Then shift and edit sorry edit paste then edit paste. Now have a look into the first inner strcat. So C, C++ and Java. These two are two strings. So two strings are concatenated as C, C++ and Java. Put it in opening and closing double quotes. Inner strcat execution is over. Coming to outer strcat, here we have the first string, say I like in double quotes. Second string, right, as we are highlighting now, C, C++ and Java. So this is one string and this is the second string. These two strings are right concatenated like this. The role of strcat just concatenates I like C, C++ and Java. So we need to remove right one parenthesis. So this strcat I like in first string, C, C++ and Java in the second string, closing parenthesis. Up to this, we have the result as a string. I like C, C++ and Java. If you print this as a string, double quotes, opening double quote and closing double quote, you will get a message. I like C, C++ and Java, whatever you have in the opening and closing double quotes. That's what here we have. I space like C, C++ space and space Java. This is the outcome. Outcome of the second printf statement. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have any other doubts? Okay. Now, right, let's come to this example. Again, New York. How S1 is updated to new space York continually. For the trait, we need to simulate the behavior of strcat. In strcat, right, the two strings are concatenated. We do like to simulate the behavior of strcat. For that, suppose S1 is new, S2 is York. I write in the next page S1 characters N, E, W. Then this position assumes null character. S2 contents are Y, O, R, K. Clause position here the null character. Now to simulate the built-in behavior S1, S2, we need to consider S1 as it is, no change in S1, N, E, W. Here actually a null character is there. You just think of then this Y, O, R, K null characters. These are completely placed into this location. Just imagine this entire string is completely moved to this null position, I just show pictorially. For example, this is y o r a null. I put a box for our understanding purpose. Y o r a. So I just write string, the complete string yard to move into this null position. So please understand this y is matching with the index of this null character. What actually the indices are? Indices are, say this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Here the indices are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the zeroth character in S2 should be put in the null character in S1. Then subsequently these characters are put continually here so that S1 gets updated to NEW NEW YORA null. This is the structure of S1 after strcat is executed. Sorry, here I like to define the array representation like this. This is the updated array, zeroth, this is zeroth index, this is first index, second index, third index, fourth index, fifth index, sixth index, seventh index. So just to think this diagrammatic representation, I have formally written, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the role of our execution of strcat of S1, S2. Complete update is made in the array S1, first parameter. S2 remains the same yard as it is after the execution of strcat S1, S2. So this is the way to concatenate the characters from S2 into the null character position of S1. So how do we achieve this task? That is a question. To achieve this process, first we need to traverse the S1 character array as it is. 0, 1, check if 0 is equal to null. No, 1 not equal to null, 2 not equal to null, null not equal to null condition is false. So traverse up to the null character position in the first character array S1. In this position, you need to put the zeroth character in S1. That means, sorry, in this position, sorry, you need to put a zeroth character in S2. So S1 of third position assigns S2 of 0. Then the next index in S1 gets incremented and you need to put S2 of 1 into the next index. Then S2 of 2 into the next index of S1. This way, you need to increment the indices or index in S1 continually traverse the characters in S2. So, how long we need to traverse the characters in S2? We need to traverse the characters in S2 until we reach a null character. So that's what here NEW in S1, okay. When you reach a null character in S1, in that position, the character Y is copied. So here Y is copied in null position. Then in the next index, the character O is copied. In the next index, the character R is copied. How Y is copied here, then O not equal to null, increment the index and put the character in the new index. R not equal to null, increment the index and put the character in that index. Then K not equal to null, increment the index and put a character K in that index. Null, null not equal to null, condition false. That's all. Stop this comparison or stop this iterative process. Find the last index, set X character in source array S1. Or we can say, right, this is the target array because second parameter, right, S2 is supposed to source one, S1 is the target one. Only thing is the array S1 should have enough size to hold the entire contents of S1 and S2. That is required because after the concatenation, the length of the array S1 is updated because S2 characters are also being copied into S1. So S1 should have enough size to receive the characters from S2. This way, for example, York in S2, complete characters are being copied into the array S1 as we have seen NEWYORK/0 null. This complete update is being made in the first character array, say S1. This is the logic of finding or defining the user-defined function or simply the main logic. The statements can also be returned inside the main function so that we can completely assign the characters from S2 into S1. S1 gets updated at the end of S1, set explicitly the null character class 0. End of S1 is set explicitly the null character. But after this execution, if print the value of S2, S2 remains unchanged because S2 has been put as second parameter of strcat. That's what here we have seen. strcat of S1 comma S2 concatenates S1 and S2. And the result gets updated in the first character array S1. Have any doubts in this string concatenation? Have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can ask. So to simulate this process, as we solved earlier, we can define two character arrays. Character S1 of 80, S2 of 80. Traverse the character array in S1 until you reach a null character. So when you reach a null character, that you need to put the 0th character in S2. Then the next index should be incremented and updated to assign the value of S2 of 1 when the last character in S2 is null, right, to be reached. So till reaching the last character, right, as a null character in S2, increment the index in S1 and put that corresponding character from S2 into the new index in S1. Iteratively continue this process. How long we need to continue this process? The process will be continued until the last character in S2 becomes null, or until you reach the null character in S2. Characters are being separately copied into the new index locations in the character array S1. This is a logic to concatenate the to concatenate the two strings S1 and S2. But after this update, you can see the result in a variable S1. S2 remains unchanged. This is the built-in behavior of strcat and whatever the logic that we have discussed now. That's used to simulate the behavior of strcat. Hope you understand. Have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can ask. So please go through this session along with yesterday's session. Understand what is basically a string, how to define a string as a character array, how do we initialize string, array initializer, the keyboard initializer, then direct initializer, right, in double quotes, and how to traverse a string, how to find the length of the string, then string copy operation, string concatenation operations. These are very basic fundamental operations with respect to strings in C and the C++ programming languages. We continue write the subsequent operations in the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.